never left.
Because we didn't.
No, we did a little bit, but we're back. We're there, we're back, whatever. We're going to jump right into the second segment, though. Because we started talking about it right before we push play or push record or whatever the fuck you push for this shit. But we got to bring up this Katt Williams interview.
Yo.
Who has seen this Katt Williams interview?
Yo, this guy went off, yo. Just naming people.
Yeah, but you know what? Let me start like this. Like, Katt Williams didn't go there with intentions to destroy people or anything like that. He saw X amount of interviews with Shannon Sharpe of people coming in and telling lies on him, or what he perceives as lies,
right?
Or he perceives as not the truth, misinformation.
Yes.
And he came in, basically he wanted to set the record straight, or at least give his opinion or
his side of the story.
His side of the story.
We're only hearing one side of the story, right?
Yeah. Well, sort of. We're hearing two sides now, because you can just go back and look at the interviews from Cedric, from Steve Harvey, from Smiley, whatever, or all these people. And since he's put the video, like you mentioned this earlier, since he's put that video up, there's been reaction videos, basically, like Ice Cube came on and did a 10-minute reaction.
Yeah.
Like, everybody's coming on and saying, yo, he ain't telling lies.
Yeah, because a couple people, Trick Daddy didn't like what he had to say. He came on, don't keep my name out of your mouth.
Yeah.
Right? But most of the people who are coming on, they're like, he's not lying.
Yeah.
So they're basically saying he's not telling the truth.
Yeah.
He might have got some details that some people have come on and clarified.
Yeah.
But for the most part,
when Ice Cube came on and clarified, Ice Cube was one of the ones he sort of had his back when he was in the interview.
Yeah.
Because there were people complaining about what they got paid.
Right.
Back in those days, back in the Friday days, right?
Right.
And you have to remember, like Katt said, dude was paying for most of this out of his pocket.
Right.
It was very low budget movies.
Yes.
And you got to pay for all the production and all this stuff. You want everything to be crisp and nice and tight.
Yeah, for sure.
And all that stuff. So the actors themselves were the ones that got the leftover sort of budget, right? You know what I mean? And they tried to split it up nicely and whatever. But he's like,
if you didn't have a big role, you're getting paid a lot.
Exactly. But also, if you were in the movie, how did that movie help propel you later?
Oh, of course.
In the movies, right? Those movies were fucking huge, right?
Well,
they're cult classics.
Exactly. Because everybody who came out of that movie,
and we all saw the Katt Williams
going on and being big stars.
Yeah.
Zeus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Chris Tucker, that was Chris Tucker's
breakout,
his first.
Because then he did.
I think it was actually Katt Williams' first movie in the Friday After Next.
Yes.
Not next Friday, the Friday After Next, where he played Money Mike.
Money Mike, yes.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And that Katt says that was my first movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then he dropped all that shit about Kevin Hart. And then he dropped
the Illuminati.
Yeah, he's basically
He's calling out people. Ludicrous.
Ludicrous. The thing is, but I don't think anybody can. I don't think there's people coming on saying, nah, he's saying outright lies. He's saying there's certain people that get into power, they form their little cliques or whatever, and then they let who they like in, and if they don't like you, all of a sudden you're somehow blacklisted, or nobody will give you anything because of whatever. And that's what he was trying to say. I think, right?
But I feel like it only works because of the time we're in now.
Yeah.
If this was 10, 15 years ago, Katt Williams couldn't do that.
Yeah.
Because those guys ran everything.
They would have run them right out of
But now we're in an era where you don't need anybody.
Yeah.
You can be
look at these two guys.
Entrepreneurs.
Exactly. Look at these two fucks here. Trying to talk some shit.
And there's so many platforms that you can use to put your message out there.
For those who can't see what we're doing right now, we're pointing at the cameras or pointing at ourselves. We have two cameras going.
And you can listen on podcast.
You can listen to it on podcast. You can watch it on YouTube. You can watch it on TikTok Live. We got a bunch of stuff going on too. We have our own way to put our own stuff up. But imagine having a platform like Katt Williams. If he just goes live,
it's
automatic. hundreds of thousands of followers, right?
Like now, but what I feel is, what I think basically what I'm saying is, he's self maintained himself, so he doesn't need those guys to do what he's doing, right? But those guys have their little clique, and what's funny is, after he said all what he was saying, people have gone through like the internet and they've picked up little clips and they put it together of what he said, and it's like, well, I mean, if it's his opinion, he's not lying.
Yes,
it's pretty obvious when you look at what he's like. We give you the light skinned, not so good looking wife that doesn't do interviews,
right?
And then people put pictures of all
the wives,
and I'm like, damn, okay. There's some truth to what he's saying.
Yeah. What I also like is, me as, you know, like I like to write too, right? Like I like to write my bits.
Yeah.
I like to write down things I think are funny. I just like to write shit that goes on in my head.
Yeah.
I think it's fucking hilarious, right?
Right.
I like to say, because when I read stuff to you, you're like, fuck, that's good, man. You know, it's funny. I got stuff going on too.
Yeah.
What Katt was getting at, in at least part of the interview he's doing, he's trying to protect comedy and the writers. Like he's like, yo, Cedric doesn't write anything for himself.
Yeah.
You know, Steve Harvey's stealing things. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, and these guys, they don't respect people like him or other comedians that are grinding, that are writing their own thing. They got to go out to the comedy store. They got to go to places and try their material. Yeah. It didn't work. Do it again. Fix the joke. Refine the joke. Do all these things. Grind. They got to grind.
Well,
and come up with funny shit, and then they come out with funny shit only for them to steal the joke that's funny. You know what I mean? Like, after all that, you know what I mean? He's just like, what the fuck? You ain't doing shit for yourself.
Well,
but you're going on the backs of people.
Yeah, I think times have changed.
Yeah.
Back in the day, comedians had to get on a sitcom or have a movie. They were doing stand-up, but your specials were like every couple of years.
Yeah.
Whereas now, dudes are dropping a special every year, sometimes every 2 years.
Well, they gotta get...
Dudes are like going to venues and touring.
Yeah.
There's an actual comic community now.
Yeah. Well, there always was. It just wasn't as lucrative,
right,
as it used to be, right?
Yeah.
Like, it didn't used to be as lucrative as it is now.
Right.
Now, guys are getting paid $50 million Netflix to put out 3,
right,
because, or whatever, 100 million or 200 million or whatever.
Because, you know, they started on YouTube.
Yeah. And shout out them boys.
You know, and you can do that because there's dudes that put specials out on YouTube. It's free.
Yeah.
Then you're gonna want to go see them if it's good, and you'll pay if they come up with another one.
Right.
You know, now it's on Netflix. You're paying for Netflix.
Yeah.
They get paid for it now.
Yeah.
You know,
it's like Katt Williams says, and I believe him on this, that he's money wise, he's good. He does tours with like 150 dates. And every time you go to these tours, this is like a band. When you go on tour, you call and book the ACC.
Right.
You pick an open night, you book it, you pay the money that it costs to book it for the night, and then you keep, basically how it is like you keep the ticket sales that come in. So if you sell out and you put the prices at X amount of dollars, all the money that comes in, there might be a couple little fees and stuff that you got to pay for, but most of the money is yours.
Yeah.
Ricky Gervais is doing it right now.
Yeah.
Ricky Gervais is selling out arenas and like making the most money per, like he set a record. He set a Guinness Book of World Records for the amount of money made on one stand-up night, where he sold out a stadium and it was like $800 a ticket to go in there and shit like that.
Right.
Sold out, and he made the most money. Like he's in the Guinness Book of World Records this year, or 2023.
That's crazy.
Like, and that's how you make your money, right? Like he's making like $1 million per stop. Right?
Yeah.
You take the money out of your pocket, book all these places. It's like if we were to throw a party at a club. We'd have to call a club downtown, pay the money to book the club. Maybe pay a little extra to have them deal the bar and do all that stuff.
Yeah. So you use their
and
staff.
they keep the money. They keep the money for the bar, but you keep the money at the door, right?
Yeah.
Same deal. That's comedy, right? That's when you get big enough and you're able to do it. But when you're not that big, you gotta grind. You gotta go to like Yuck Yucks. or these places where you don't get paid to go up and do your set. Right?
You got to go with Ricky Gervais and open for him and take a little cut.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, you got to hope that he finds you funny enough to let you open for him.
Well,
right?
there you go.
But you got to be funny enough first. But comedians have to grind. They got to go to the places where they don't get paid.
Of course.
And then they go and they don't make somebody laugh, so they got to refine their jokes, and they go back next week and they try it again. And they do the same jokes, but they just change it up a bit and they do whatever. That's how even the big comedians, Ricky Gervais, doesn't just go out and film his specials. He goes first and tests it everywhere. Seinfeld, all these guys.
Yes.
They have a place, I think it's in LA or something. It's called the Comedy Store. It's in Chicago. I
think LA, but I think since COVID that's closed.
No, it's still there. They still talk about it.
Or
it's back.
Is it back?
Yeah. They go there. They go there to refine, like Chris, like on any given night, me and you can just go to the Comedy Store and pay like $15 to get in and sit down. It's just like a little comedy place. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, Chris Rock can be on stage. Yeah. You know what he's doing? He's testing his shit for his next special. What works, he'll put in the special. What doesn't work, he puts it aside or he refines it. Yeah. That's how the comedy game works. Yeah. And me as this fucking very, very amateur writer, and I don't do stand up. Mine is more writing bits and doing stuff for things. Somebody, I love the Christmas hairdo. Yeah. We did this special, man.
It's a special.
The special for you guys. See? Jokes. Toyota hit us with a joke. See that? Good crafted jokes.
It's funny because
are funny.
If you would have seen me yesterday, you'd be like,
did you have a little fro?
Yo, I didn't shave since I was off work.
Holy shit. Yeah, so you grew a bit of a fro.
Oh yeah.
A little tiny fro.
And I had like a Jesus beard.
The fucking James Harden? You look like James Harden?
Kinda.
Anyhow, Katt Williams, I don't really see, like, I see a few people saying, you sound like you're hating, you sound bitter, you sound this, you sound that.
Some people say
There's but that's the internet, right? But for the majority, I see people like, yo.
Because he was hitting on things, like even that,
what's his name? Actually, Katt Williams brought up Tiffany, I think, he's saying that, what's his name, opened the door for Kevin Hart, opened the door for her to go in. So yeah, not her. Anyway.
He's even talking about Marvel and how...
Thank y'all for the likes, yo. We're getting some likes.
How they took dude out of Kang. They took Kang.
Oh, yeah.
And he was killing me. He was killing him. It's like, he's got this small head with a big jaw. He looks like my daddy.
Yeah.
That nigga ugly.
Yeah.
But he's like, they can make you and they can break you.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know he had 4 counts. And he got off one of them, he got caught.
Yeah.
And then after that, Marvel chopped him.
Yeah, done. Just like that. Well, they held on. Marvel at least held on all the way, right? Like
they chopped them out of the show.
Yeah.
They reshot all the scenes. Now I knew they were gonna go with Doom. I knew that guy was gone.
Yeah. But yo, how nice does it make the fact that me and this guy saw the
doll?
The 2 of them, right? There's 2. There's Kang the Conqueror
the TV show.
And He Who Remains.
Yes.
We got both with what's his name's face on it. Those things
might be worth money one day.
End up being worth money. When you film a couple movies but dude got out, you gotta let this story breathe for 20 years. And then they're like, yo, remember when that guy filmed this amazing part, but they cut him because he beat up a girl or whatever they want to say about him. But now there's only X amount of it's like the Mark Jackson card with the Menendez brothers in the back.
Exactly.
People want the card because the Menendez brothers are in it. The Menendez brothers killed their fucking parents.
And then went to a Knick game.
Yeah, then they went to a Knick game. And then they made so you don't need people
front row, guys. People front row too.
But people want that type of stuff. Guess who are the 2? Who has 4 thumbs and have both of those fucking characters? These guys.
Oh yeah.